Bring it on. And Mama V, that's great music. Good morning to you.
Definitely good music. I like these kind of songs. I don't care who you are, where you're from, or what you do. Just as long as you're chasing money, do what's right. Never give up on it. I like it. Bring it on, man. Yeah.
Great music, if you ask me. And always giving you the motivation to start a great day.
Yeah, this is great motivation. You know, may we work hard, diligence, yeah? And yeah, may God bless us with lots of money. I love money. I love good money. May we receive more money in this month of new opportunities.
It's true.
In the month of August. Yes.
So which?
Amen.
How do we have to give? How much do we have to give to get more in return?
It's you and what you feel in your heart. Yeah, and you don't necessarily have to give in a church. You can give to anybody.
How
many of us are in the studio right now? 4 of us in the studio. Who knows? I probably need a lot of money right now.
Yeah, you do.
You can give me.
I think everybody needs. Everybody.
I thought you were talking about giving out. You know.
Yeah. What they can message. Yeah. Maybe I'll connect it.
It's more motivation, and this is from our friend Abdullah Abdul Razak General, who is in Tamale. And kindly do not call the number on the screen. It's for reading of messages.
Definitely.
Okay. So with love and patience, nothing is impossible. Good morning to all my friends and family members. And he simply says, stay blessed. If you've got a message to send to us, of course, we'll love to read it. So send us a regular SMS message, or you can send us a WhatsApp message. I'm on standby to share your messages. Let's do the newspapers now, Ron.
Yeah, and the newspapers brought to you by SOS. SOS is Smart Organic Solutions Association.
Yeah, SOS Advance is a natural and organic health supplement used for cleaning the blood and boosting the immune system, Roland.
And use SOS Advance for the whole family, from baby to elderly. And doctors and pharmacists across Ghana should call the following numbers:
0244 439 830, 0244 439 830. Smart Organic Solutions is available at Santa Monica Health Shop. Is opposite Golden Tulip Hotel, Relish Health Shop in Osu, Ebenezer's Pharmacy, also in Osu, Tudon Ventures in Kokomlemle. SOS Advance, the natural solution for blood disorders, digestive issues, and skin conditions. Visit them and let us know how it goes. We thank you for your association with us here on the newspaper review segment on the AM show.
Well, great. And that's what takes us to the newspaper. So we have the front page of the Daily Graphic. And Mama V, please do the Daily Graphic for me. I'll prepare for the Ghanaian Times, the new look of the Ghanaian Times. Now it takes precedence over Daily Guide, you know.
Let's do the Daily Graphic newspaper. Front page is a story that we're doing on the show. Towing service receives nod from Parliament's Committee on Roads and Transports. There was a lot of brouhaha back and forth. But if you look at what is on the front page of the Daily Graphic, it's the wreckage left behind after a salon car ran into a stationary track. And this is what they say the towing service will attempt to cure. I guess for now, what is new from what we heard from Parliament yesterday is a certain percentage that's going to the ambulance service, another percentage that's going to the NHIS as well. But we've got the chairman of that committee in Parliament joining us here on the show. So why did they decide to give the go-ahead to this towing service now? All the details right here on the show. So if you've got a question, just put it across. How soon should we expect? Because remember, it was supposed to have taken effect back on the 1st of July, and now we're in August. So what happens? How do we do it? Okay. I'm not against minority, and it looks like the minority in Parliament are having a lot of issues with the Speaker in the House. Yesterday, there was another one like that, ended up in the boycotts. Details of that on AM Talk. Also, minority stages boycott over a Mary deal. Exim Bank board inaugurated. That's a story on page 16 in the graphic. Back page of the Daily Graphic. AMA begins exercise to make Accra clean city. The Accra Metropolitan Assembly has begun a visitation exercise to inspect the cleanliness of properties and their surroundings. It forms part of efforts by the Assembly to achieve a clean city status. And at the commencement of the exercise last Monday, officials of the AMA, led by its chief executive, visited properties along the Independence Avenue. What does this mean? Are they visiting us or you watching us pretty shortly wherever you are? Okay, so make sure you keep your surroundings clean. Not only because inspectors could come around, but it's the healthy thing to do. That's it for the graphic.
And that takes us to the Ghanaian Times. And on the front page of the Ghanaian Times, we again have the story of the towing levy. And it says the National Towing Levy approved. Parliamentary Committee recommends implementation. We also have other stories there. Minority stages a walkout over a merry deal abrogation. This still creating a lot more controversy in Parliament. But we have there the picture of the President, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. President pays one-day visit to Nigeria. The Nigerians will say Nigeria if you get to hear Nigeria. And so, but on the back page, recycling plan for Ashaiman and apparently plans are underway for the construction of a waste recycling plant in the Ashaiman municipality as part of efforts by the Assembly to properly manage waste.
What will be your recommendation since you're an Ashaiman blogger? Would it work?
We need it. And
okay, it will be a recycling plant.
Yes.
So they would take the trash from other places.
But you see, the problem we've had is that we don't tend to manage the waste from where we dump the waste or we collect the waste.
Oh, okay.
So in the homes, we don't, differentiate between the waste, liquid and solid.
Yeah.
So it's the disposal that's the problem.
Because the bin is one.
No, the bin
is one, so we don't sort.
Yes.
That's what we don't do.
No, but in a normal circumstance, you don't put your domestic waste in the bigger bin. You put it in a polythene wrapper.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's where the sorting out needs to be done.
Okay, hang on. Explain. If you say domestic waste, what do you mean?
Well, I'm talking about the waste that you generate in the home.
Okay, so from the kitchen.
From the kitchen.
Okay.
From where?
Not liquids.
Not liquids.
Because sometimes when you fry fish or chicken, you want to, get rid of the leftover oil in the pan.
Yes. So you want
to. You don't put that in the bin.
You don't put that in the bin.
Okay.
Definitely. Okay. And even the residue after, let's say you have to treat fish, normal fish, let's say fresh fish. How do you have to slice it up and take the bones or the fins and things out. You also have to find a way, perhaps dry it before you dispose.
Oh, really?
Of it. Yes, etc.
Oh, okay.
But we don't tend to do that.
Yeah,
so
I think because
it makes the cost of recycling more expensive, and then thereafter it makes the sorting out and the processes difficult.
Yeah, you need a lot more hands.
Definitely.
To be doing it. That's a lot of work. I get it. All right, let's do the Finder newspaper. Front page of the Finder now. NDC fights $510 million rescission as KT Hammond pushes for price reduction. Was there a breach in the processes in Parliament yesterday as this issue was raised and not debated on the floor, but directed that a committee should take care of it? Was there a breach in the processes? That's also one of the conversations that we will have later on. Wildlife Division starts close season ban on hunting. Another front page headline. SAH admission requirements not changed. MPs recommend implementation of toll levy. Strengthening ECOWAS, AU key to prosperity, according to our president. These are the front page headlines when you grab the Finder newspaper. Okay, so we have the Today newspaper. And it has on the front page, implement road safety projects, Parliament urges government. Ghan youth applauds Kenteko Churu II, and minority walks out over a merry deal. But the main story, more troubles for Otabil. What else?
I'm not reading that. He's a great man of God. I love his messages.
But I am interested. Okay. So you can skip, but
you want to read
Page 3, that's where the story is. Okay, where is it? More troubles. Today can report that there is no end in sight on the verbal attacks on the General Overseer and founder of the International Central Gospel Church, Pastor Mensa Otabil. The latest to join this bandwagon today gathered is a controversial pastor and leader of, I know why, of Heaven's Gates Ministry International, Nicholas Osei, popularly known as Kumchacha. If you want to know the details, grab the paper. Yeah, I know why you didn't want to go there.
Yeah, I know. I know.
Otabella Brett.
Oh, Uncle Otabil. Oh, yeah, some more. That's a young Kodoy. Daily Guide. On the front page, NDC runs away from a married deal. Sule Amadou jabs EC balls, and apparently an internal memo has found its way.
Yeah. Yesterday, I had to give a... Okay.
And I keep wondering...
How it got leaked?
No, not how it got leaked.
Okay, cool.
I don't. You and I should not be asking how did it get leaked. No.
Yeah, because see, there were speculations that if he sent that letter and it was received by Mrs. Charlotte Osei's office, because they had a stamp on it, then it could only have been leaked from her end. I say no, because I've done administration, and sometimes what you do, I think it's all the time, what you do is, if I'm sending a letter to your office, Roland, I will print 2 original copies. When I get there, I would want your secretary to duly acknowledge receipt of what I brought you. So I'll get my copy also stamped or signed.
Or even photocopied in some instances.
Yeah. But most of the time, if you don't want any wahala for them to say, oh, the photocopy is not running, you just make 2 original copies. When you get there, you sign mine for me and I take it away. So it could have leaked from any of the offices. But one thing for sure, we need, it's almost like an emergency now. But why would he write a letter 2 days after appearing in Parliament when all of us know, obviously, that your relationship is not on? You get what I mean? We're not looking at that angle as well. What's the motive behind the letter?
It's intended to cause public uproar.
Yeah, to get us all talking, because everybody knows. Listen, everybody knows. To create some disaffection
still within the milieu of all that is happening.
Because we all know that you don't have a good relationship anyway. When you went to Parliament, did you even say fee? You didn't.
It also means that we know.
This letter should have been written earlier.
It could also mean that perhaps the public can judge who the protagonist and the antagonist are.
Yeah, I think they should stop doing themselves within the EC. Yeah. Already, you are messing the situation up. Whether you think you're right or not, Electoral Commission is Electoral Commission. We see you as one body, so stop doing each other in. And we need, it has to be this. We are in emergency mode now with the Electoral Commission. Yeah. It's amazing. But thank God they're doing this after an election.
We're supposed to have been having propositions for election of DCs from next year.
There's supposed to be some conversations even going on.
The processes, Charlie, we need
Shame on our Electoral Commission.
We need our EC back.
Put yourself together. Put yourself together. We don't want to know who is doing who.
Yeah.
Listen, it's an institution. If you think you can't work with someone, just get out. This one too, you want CJ to tell you. If you think you can't work with someone, stop sending those letters from office to office. Why didn't you go to knock on her door and tell her, Auntie Charlotte, why are you not nice with me any longer? Why do you have to write a letter? See, that even sends a message that you couldn't just walk across. You had to send a letter. You wanted it leaked, Anna. No more comments.
I can imagine you have a problem with Elvis Kwashi, who is your manager.
Yes.
And you then I send an email nicely.
When I sit where I sit, I see his office.
Well, that's how it is. So I guess varied interpretations could be made to a number of the issues that are happening around the Electoral Commission. So we'll see how that goes. Also on the front page, again, the story about Parliament okaying the towing levy. And then Gitmo 2 deal ratified. And we have the Crusading Guide to look at.
Yeah, haven't seen the Crusading Guide in a while. The new Crusading Guide newspaper, that's the next paper we're looking at, of bias allegations in Parliament. House punches Chief Whip, says charges against Speaker palpably false and baseless. Also, Gayuth applaud King Teiko Churu II on his birthday. Towing levy likely to commence September. Transport Committee gives green light. It's almost like, apart from the Electoral Commission, our biggest story today. GCNet's LOC saves Ghana more than $3 billion. Minority storms out over a merry deal. Is Haruna Idrisu and the minority having such a hard time in Parliament? That's one of the conversations that we will be having as well.
So we also have the Daily Dispatch newspaper, fertility and mortality trends in Ghana. That's great for your knowledge update. But the main story, Parliament approves towing levy for next month. We have new ADB boss, Dr. Kofi Mensah starts work. Again, that controversy at the ADB, and how GCNet saved Ghana some $3 billion in just 11 months. We know where this is also heading because, you know, there's some controversy. GCNet, the other one.
Which one's that?
No, we're supposed to be having a single window, but we have two of them doing that initiative.
It's almost like we merging all the government's accounts scattered all over with various commercial banks. We have a centralized system of that's also greatly going to, is it not going to affect the banks? Because governments, we know, would usually give you a lot of money if they're going to be closing all the accounts and merging them. In ordinary terms, that will have an effect on our local banks.
Well, it'll have an effect on some of the banks, but it still means that the rate of deposits and collection in some other banks will also rise. So it's a catch-22 situation if you take a look at it.
Okay.
Well, I have my last paper here.
Yeah,
the Daily Statesman newspaper, newly installed Kwewu Hene, calls for a united Kwewu.
Is it Kwewu Hene or Kwewu Hene? No, I'm just asking you.
I think both.
You're better with a tree than I am.
No, I think both.
Okay, all right.
EC, it's just a balance, I guess. EC, Sule's illegal vote transfers and petitioner names Apak Boniface as beneficiaries. Muntaka's attack on Speaker false and baseless. According to the head of corporate affairs, the Parliament of the Republic of Ghana, Kate Addo, setting the record straight, we're told. The president is also seen there collecting an award after delivering a keynote address at the graduation ceremony of COS 25 participants of Nigeria's National Defense College in Abuja. Many of them get to fight Boko Haram successfully and unsuccessfully sometimes. And he stated that the process of regional and continental integration should be in the interest of all Africans. Great story there.
All right.
Mama, you have some messages before we go on to the various online
lots of messages. K. Kusina Jiso Besiase says the minority ran for cover and the boycott. The sole aim was to stampede investigation into fraudulent Mary deal as they did against Mahama Fort Saga, which to assure the minority their intention to outsmart in order to bulldoze their way through would be in a fiasco. That's your interpretation of what's happening in Parliament. But thanks for sending us that message. Okay, here's another one. Says, I'm patiently waiting to see the day Roland would do us the honor of wearing African fabrics. Oh, he does. Estelle from Ho. You're asking me to encourage. He does on Fridays.
Ho native. Ciao, Estelle.
I hope.
Why?
Yeah.
And what African fabric?
Yeah, somebody's giving me a nice fabric that I can use for 2 Fridays. I'll wear the first one on Friday. I'll tell you who. Yeah. Okay, more messages just before we go online from Ekutu Breakthrough in Ho says, if the ECs can't do the work, they should vacate their post to avoid the inevitable impeachment that awaits them. Thanks for that message. Here's another one that says, good morning. Good morning to you as well. Okay, what is going on in Ghana? Majority walk out in Parliament. They should be patient enough and listen to what the NPP have for them on a merry deal. That's Jali Do in Akrodie. Okay, here's another one that says government needs to iron out and deal drastically with the invisible forces in the country. These jobless groups can cause chaos in this country. That's from Dujing in Ejira. Send us more messages via WhatsApp and regular texts. Let's turn our attention, Roland, to online. We'll start from home, myjoyonline.com. Here we go. West African engineers demand Atachia apology over Ghanaian engineers are not trustworthy comments. What was the first one? Whining. Okay, here's another one that's unfolding as well. Oil hits 2-month high. Oil climbed towards $53 a barrel on Tuesday, reaching a 2-month high, supported by signs that a persistent supply glut is starting to ease amid strong demand and OPEC-led production. Details on our site. You can log on later. Illegal miners flee Amansia West following deployments of anti-Galamsey tax force. Aha, the Vanguard people are coming. Okay, let's move on. The lucky politician, Jose Wusufa, is the 50th Speaker of Parliament. And I guess it's a piece that you have to take your time and read. Africa's integration, key to improved continental security, according to President Akufo-Addo. Commodifying policing. This lawlessness must stop. That's also another piece you can read. Stop ignoring me, Amadou Sule tells Charlotte Osei. And I say, stop writing letters, Mr. Sule. Just walk to her in the next office. Something like that. All right, let's finish off with this. Strengthening ECOWAS, AU key to prosperity. Again, message from Akufo-Addo. Auditor General meets press on surcharges, sanctions imposed on corrupt public officials. The Auditor General will today disclose sanctions his office has imposed on some corrupt public officers, cited in the Auditor General's report. Okay, there are a lot more stories when you hit our website, but quickly we want to do City FM online.
Okay, so we do City FM online, and then we'll go do the main page and the Africa pages of the BBC. We have minority were confused and build up to walk out. And that's according to the majority leader, Abu Ramadan, deputy coordinator for the National Disaster Management Organization, Ekwadonko, received 2 NADMO cars from Mahama.
So where are the cars? Have they received the cars?
MPP invisible forces threaten chaos over jobs. Oh, they are in Tema too? I didn't know that.
They're everywhere, man.
I live around the Tema.
They're everywhere.
So I didn't know. Okay, next one. Amadou Sule to Charlotte Osei, acknowledge my presence.
Oh,
and he did that all in a memo. Great way of communicating.
Stop doing that. We know you don't have a great relationship, by the way. Yeah.
If this one was not meant to be seen by the public, then I don't know why.
Thank you. Thank you.
Well, let's see how it goes. Yeah, well, stories there.
Yeah, but we'll go to BBC.
We'll go to the main BBC page. U.S. to North Korea. We are not your enemy. The top U.S. diplomat says Washington does not seek to overturn the regime of Kim Jong-un. And Trump weighed in on Sun's statement. There's been controversy around this, Charlie.
Oh, it's a reality show.
So let's go to the Africa page of the BBC. On the Africa page of the BBC, we have tobacco firm faces Africa fraud probe. And it's
British
American Tobacco is now under official investigation by the SFO over allegations they paid bribes in East Africa. They used to be in Ghana, though. They just pulled out.
I think they still exist, but not in the... not as large. Exactly.
In Takoradi, yeah. I remember. I attended the AGM. So.
Kenyan electronic voting head killed. Okay, that story is still on the page. Highlights, Malawi ex-president denies grafts, Al-Shabaab leader killed in airstrike. Lots of other headlines on the page. Don Rocky in Cape Coast says, Roland AM show, no size. Don Rocky, thank you for watching our show.
Cape Coast, eh?
Yeah, in your Cape Coast pay.
Cape Coast.
A hoppe. All right, we've got a lot more messages. This one says, please, there's a pending problem in our electoral area, Shishego electoral area in Sagnarigo district in the northern region, where our assemblyman has been jailed for 3 to 4. Really? Okay, this is one that we have to pass on to our correspondent to check for us. Here's another message from Mustafa in Tamale, the secretary of NPP SMS group. You guys have an SMS group. Minorities should give us a break. They're always against NPP's good policies, but especially because of how you've identified yourself. I didn't expect you to say anything different, but thank you for the message, by the way. Our friend Michael Ameni in the UK sends us a message. What's up, Michael? Michael says, oh, and there we go. Somebody's calling the line. Please don't call. As a matter of fact, for Parliament to give its unflinching support to... of the controversial towing levy by the NPP government is a welcoming news, and it's now in the bosom of those who have been mandated to take responsibility of this towing service to provide enough education to all the stakeholders involved, especially car motorcycle owners, for them to understand the benefits of this laudable service and not abort the cost that they will incur. All right. On the back of this, Michael, we have a conversation with the chairman of the Transport Committee in Parliament that okayed this and said we can go ahead. Here's Xavier in Jomoro calling us some kind of names. We appreciate. Thanks for all the messages. Maybe I can just take one or two SMS messages and then we will cross over and do some no, I was going to say entertainment. Oh, not quite. Eta will bring us entertainment later on with Becky.
Tracked the time
because it's Wednesday and we're doing AM business.
To about 8:45.
Okay, here's what. Please don't call the number.
Stop calling.
Constructively, you guys are agents of positive change in our society. John from Boga.
Thank you.
We thank you for seeing us like that. There are other people who bash us for other reasons, but Charlie, it's all good. Here's another one. Good morning to all outgoing national service personnel. May God grant us good jobs. Well, you guys are gone already. We wish you well, by the way.
You're going to the world of work.
Exactly. But if you are doing service and we know that they ended, I think, 31st July, and the company that you were doing the service with has a need for you, but because they're not ready to pay you yet, they say go. You can just say you want to stay on and do further internship.
Free
instead
of charge.
Instead of just go and sit home. You know,
or and they will appreciate it and see how serious you are.
Exactly. Even if it's not the company, just identify somebody who you can be a PA to and give some support, whether in research or whatever.
You never know.
And give that instead of just go home and sit there.
And you know one thing.
That's just my piece of advice.
I think that you've been through the mill. you've done some pro bono jobs before.
Oh yeah, I have. We all have. So we wish you well, all you national service.
Yeah.
Are they graduates or something?
No, past personnel.
Past personnel, yeah. Take it easy. Make sure you eat breakfast from home before you go out.
Yes, definitely.
It will sustain you.
It's not easy.
We have to make way for sports. We've got AM Business just before we do AM Talk, and AM Business every weekday, Wednesday, midweek is brought to us by Ecobank. We thank Ecobank for that association as well. Okay, so that's it for the newspaper headlines and the online review, plus your messages. And we thank SOS, Roland SOS, for this association because they support our review segment as well.
Well, so that's why we have to take a break. And Benedict Owusu will be here with the latest sports stories. Please do stay on.